CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. CSS defines how HTML elements are displayed. It controls the look and feel of web documents. Normally, there are three types of CSS: the inline CSS, the embedded or internal CSS, and the external CSS. Now, for the internal CSS, an internal CSS is one of the ways to insert a style sheet. To use an inline style, the style attribute is added to the relevant tag and to the starting tag. For example, to add a style to this paragraph, we just put style, then the style to add, to say background, black, and then color, yellow. Please let me correct my spelling. So as you can see here, this paragraph has been styled through an inline styling. The style attribute can contain any CSS property. It can contain any CSS property. Now, next on our list is the embedded or internal CSS. Internal styles are defined within the style element inside the head section of an HTML page. That is, inside this head section, you just put a style here, a style tag, then you want to target this division. So to do that, we just put a div, and we give it a background color of blue, and the color of let me say white. So if you click now, you can see that this second is being styled by an internal or embedded style sheet. An internal style sheet may be used if one single page has a unique style. Now over to the external style. With this method, all styling rules are contained in a single text file, which is saved with the CSS extension. This CSS file is then referred in the HTML using the link tag. The link element goes inside the head section. For example, let me remove this one. Let me erase all this. For example, you can see the link. If you look, you see link here. This is the address. This is how to invoke a link. The CSS this, and then we go to our CSS document we've created. So we want to target the section. To target the section, that is the last, we add a background color. Let me say a background color of red and a color of black. So if we go down here now, you see that this is styled by an external style sheet. CSS syntax. CSS is composed of style rules that the browser interprets and then applies to the corresponding elements in your document. The style rules has three parts: the selectors, property, and value. In the rule, the selector selects which elements to style. Now, there are different types of selectors. The most common and easy to understand selectors are type selectors. These selectors target element types on the page. For example, to target all the paragraph on this page, we just go to our CSS file, type P, and we give it a background color of black, a color of hue, and padding of 20 pixel. Now what this does, if you check, it targets all the paragraph without any exception. As you can see here, no exception, it targets all the paragraph here. Now at this point, the P here is the selector, while the background, the color, and the padding, these are the property. While yellow here, black, and 20 pixel are the value. Now if you observe this code, every CSS declaration ends with a semicolon, and declaration groups are sorted by a little curly bracket. Now the next of selectors is the ID selector. This ID selector allows you to style an HTML element that has an ID attribute regardless of their position in the document tree. For example, we go to this paragraph and we give it an ID of, let me see. Now we come over here to define an ID, we put a hash before the name of that ID. So now if you go to our web page, you see that it is the first paragraph that has that characteristics that has been defined. So this is how to define an ID selector. The next selector is the class selector. This class selector allows you to style an HTML element that has a class attribute. To select an element with a specific class, use the period character followed by the name of the class. For example, if this was not an ID, let us give the second paragraph a styling. So we give it a class name, a class of cook. So this time around, we are not going to put a hashtag but a period, that is a full stop mark. So this is how to define a class. You see that here it is only the second paragraph that has this styling. And the last here on our list is the descendant selectors. These selectors are used to select elements that are descendants of another element. For example, let us erase this cook. Let us erase it and copy, paste, and duplicate more paragraphs. Now looking at it, you see that there are many paragraphs here, up to, let me count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 paragraphs. Now if, as you can see, the paragraph, because I gave it a styling, and the select is the first selector, which is the type selector, that P, that is all the paragraph. But now what if I want to just give a kind of even number paragraph? All I have to do is just to write P. Now the end child, I'm trying to say the end child of this P, let me say the first, only one, the first child. I'll go ahead. As you can see here, it is only this paragraph at the middle first row that has this character that has been defined. But if I want it in a kind of a random or even or odd way, I'll say odd. That is, every odd number should have this character. As you can see now, the first has the styling, the second does not, the third has, the fourth does not, the fifth have. So you can all equally say if. Same thing. So okay, if you want to style only the fifth paragraph, you just put 5 there, and it's only the fifth paragraph that has this styling. So this is how to apply styling to your CSS, different types of selectors. Now, as I said earlier, if you listen to me very closely, I said earlier about the CSS property. The CSS property defines the type of styles to give to a selector. If you say I gave it a type of style here, I said the black, a padding of 20 pixels, and a font color of yellow. That's the property. Types of property includes the font family, font size, font padding, margin, color, align, display, border, width, height, etc. CSS value. This defines the value given to the property. For example, we say text decoration, you can see none, overline, line through, underline, and much more. So let us go ahead to style the first or all the CSS property. For example, this is the property. We have a background color, we say text decoration, say overline. We end it with a semicolon for that declaration. You see now that it has a line at the top. It is overline. Remember, you can say underline, as you can see it has a line under. You can also say line through. As you can see, this is how it is. That none is for link. If you want remove the link, if you want to remove the lines from the link, because line rarely has a line. A link has a line under every link. So to remove it, you say text decoration none. You can also add font width, font size. Let us say font family, serif. As you can see, the font has changed to a different style. So you can also add mention other style. You can add weight to it, color, border, and so on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like this video. If you like it, hit the like button, and that will encourage me to create more videos. Thank you. See you in my next video.